Hi, I'm Bob. Microeconomics is a discipline that focuses on people's behavior to maximize utility and firms' choices to maximize profit. It deals with how people and firms interact with each other and how these interactions affect market prices and market structures. The main objects we investigate in microeconomics are consumers and firms. They are the main participants in the market. Consumers' primary activity is purchasing goods, while firms' main economic activity is producing and selling goods. Interactions between consumers and firms take place in the market, which is an exchange mechanism that allows buyers to trade with sellers. These activities all involve a fundamental economic topic: how to allocate scarce resources. For example, consumers consider how to use their limited income to maximize their utility. Our well-being is subject to our budget constraints. We cannot have everything we want, so we always face trade-offs. Microeconomics assumes that consumers and firms are rational. That is, they maximize their own interests and benefits. In the study of microeconomics, we constantly encounter various marginal quantities, such as marginal utility, marginal cost, marginal revenue, marginal profit, marginal product, and marginal rate of substitution. Individuals compare marginal quantities to make decisions. For example, firms compare marginal cost and marginal revenue to determine their optimal output level and price. An introductory microeconomics course covers 6 key areas: demand and supply, consumer theory, producer theory, game theory, market structures, and market failures. We first examine the market demand and supply curves, understanding their shapes and the relationship between price and quantity. We explore the factors that shift these curves and distinguish between movement along the curve and the shift of the entire curve. We find market equilibrium and the forces that drive the market towards equilibrium. We will learn an important measure, comparative statistics, to analyze how exogenous environmental variables influence endogenous controllable variables in the demand and supply model. We will also look at elasticity, the most essential characteristic of demand and supply, which is widely used in microeconomic analysis. Next, we will study consumer theory, exploring consumers' preferences and indifference curves. We use the consumer's utility function and budget constraints to determine the optimal solution. We find the constraint consumer choice using both calculus and graphics. Additionally, we will derive an individual's demand curve using indifference curves and budget constraints. The demand curve illustrates how the demand for goods changes in response to a change in its price, while keeping other factors constant. The price change has 2 effects on its demand: the income effect and the substitution effect. We will learn how to decompose these effects mathematically and graphically. We will also define concepts such as normal goods, inferior goods, and given goods. Consumer welfare and policy analysis are indispensable in consumer theories. We will touch on concepts like consumer surplus, compensating variation, equivalent variation, and how to show them in a graph. Lastly, we will derive labor supply curves from the consumer's labor leisure choice. The third topic in microeconomics is firm theory, which explores the firm's production function and cost function. These functions differ in the short run and the long run. We will learn concepts like isoquants, marginal rate of technical substitution, and returns to scale, as well as how to draw various cost curves. We will examine the properties of specific production functions, such as the linear production function, the Cobb-Douglas production function, and the CES production function. Finally, we will explore competitive firms and their output decisions and shutdown decisions, and draw the firm's supply curves. After mastering consumer theory and firm theory, we have gained a deeper understanding of market demand and supply. We will further investigate the general equilibrium and economic welfare, focusing on the trade between two people and the Pareto efficiency of competition. The fourth component of microeconomics is game theory, which examines the interactions between two players in a game. Each player makes decisions based on the component's behavior. We use the best response function to describe their strategies to maximize their payoffs. Key concepts include dominant strategies and Nash equilibrium. Static games and dynamic games will be employed to analyze strategic behavior among players. We will learn to describe a game using the payoff matrix and the game tree. We use various methods to determine the Nash equilibrium, such as the best response approach and the backward induction approach. Throughout our study, we will encounter well-known games, including the Prisoner's Dilemma, the Game of Chicken, and the Battle of Sexes. After learning about perfect competition, we will examine other market structures and mechanisms. First, we will study monopoly, including the condition for monopoly profit maximization and the measurement of market power. We will analyze the causes of monopoly and its impact on social welfare. Next, we will discuss price discrimination and the three main types: perfect price discrimination, group price discrimination, and nonlinear price discrimination. In addition, we will learn about two-part pricing, tie-in sales, and advertising strategies. Oligopoly and monopolistic competition are two other market structures we will explore. We will cover the Carnot oligopoly model, Stackelberg oligopoly model, and Bertrand oligopoly model. The final part of the Introductory Microeconomics course analyzes market failures, including externalities, property rights, and asymmetric information. Externalities lead to inefficiency in competition and deadweight loss in social welfare. Governments can regulate externalities. Allocating property rights can reduce externalities. Based on the characteristics of rivalry and exclusion, we classify goods into four types: public goods, open access common property, club goods, and private goods. we will discuss free riding and the under-provision of public goods. Asymmetric information leads to opportunistic behavior, resulting in adverse selection and moral hazard problems. We will explore the causes of adverse selection and potential solutions using Landman's markets and education signaling models as examples. Moral hazard gives rise to the principal-agent problem, which can be alleviated by contracts. In terms of incentive compatibility, production efficiency, and risk sharing, we compare 4 types of contracts: fixed-fee rental contracts, hire contracts, revenue-sharing contracts, and profit-sharing contracts. These fundamental concepts, models, and approaches are essential to our microeconomics course. We will follow this roadmap and build our knowledge step by step. See you soon. Take care. Thank you for watching this video and subscribing to my YouTube channel. See you next time.